So there are a few things about buying a SIM card in Eswatini, which was formerly known as Swaziland. In fact, there are 11 things you need to know about buying a SIM card in Eswatini. And it doesn't matter if you're a tourist or already living in Eswatini, I bet there are a few things you didn't really know about SIM cards here in Eswatini. So let's just get started and go over the 11 things you need to know. Hi, it's Otto from Phone Travelers here, where we talk about everything related to traveling with your phone, from local SIM cards, international SIM cards, mobile hotspots, roaming with your provider, just everything related to traveling with your phone. So today we'll be focusing on Eswatini, which is an interesting country, and also the telecom situation is also interesting. So there are 11 things that I will go through, and let's just start with one, which is the operators in Eswatini. I always start with the operators first because we need to have some sort of a foundation. So in Eswatini we have two operators. We have MTN Eswatini, which is also referred to as MTN Swazi, or just MTN just to make it easy. And we have Eswatini Mobile, which used to be called Swazi Mobile. So we only have two operators here, which is quite understandable because Eswatini is not a large country. Two, where can you get your SIM cards in Eswatini? There are a few Eswatini mobile stores and MTN stores that you can go to, and there you can get your SIM cards. MTN sells their SIM cards for 10 SZL, whereas Eswatini Mobile sells them for 50 SZL. Number 3, which is the tourist SIM card. If you're visiting Eswatini, you may be interested in getting their tourist SIM card, which is only offered by MTN. Eswatini Mobile doesn't have a tourist SIM card, or visitor SIM, however you want to refer to it. You can get this visitor SIM or tourist SIM card for 99 SZL or just 100 SZL at certain point of entries. At least that's what the official website says, but you can find the SIM card in most stores, or well, most MTN stores. The tourist SIM card will come with 1 GB of data, 45 on-net minutes and 15 international minutes. And when I say on-net minutes, that would mean a call from a MTN Eswatini to another MTN Eswatini mobile number, whereas an off-net call would be calling to a Eswatini mobile phone number. Number 4, make sure to bring your passport with you when you're trying to buy your SIM card in Eswatini, because in Eswatini, and like almost every country in Africa except 3, you have to show your passport when buying a SIM card, because they have to register your passport details. So make sure to bring it, because otherwise, well, you cannot get your SIM card. Number 5, VPNs in Eswatini. Well, usually when people know that they have to register their passport details when buying a SIM card, they are worried about their privacy, which is understandable because the privacy regulations is not top-notch all over the world. In fact, I wouldn't say any country has like a top-notch privacy policy. Maybe some, like, you know, northern countries, but I'm not sure on top of my head. But this begs the question, should you use a VPN when you are in Eswatini? And I would actually recommend so. And in fact, I always recommend using a VPN when traveling. In case you do not know what the VPN is, a VPN is a virtual private network, and what the VPN does is encrypt your internet traffic, making sure that hackers cannot snoop what you're doing. But the same applies to the ISPs. So, well, in this case, the telecom operators, or an ISP if you're using your laptop fixed broadband while you're in Eswatini. This way you make sure that nobody actually knows what you are doing when you're using a Wi-Fi connection or the antennas of the operator. If you actually want to use a VPN when you are in Eswatini, I would recommend NordVPN, which has many servers in South Africa. And speed-wise, of course, when you use a VPN, speeds usually go down a little bit, depending on how far you are from the server destination. But with NordVPN, your speeds are actually quite fast, and in some cases actually you don't really notice a speed difference. And if you're interested in getting a NordVPN subscription, they usually have like crazy sales going on, like 70% off on a 3-year subscription. Make sure to go to phonetourist.com/go/NordVPN. And just a disclaimer, if you use this particular link and you actually get yourself a NordVPN subscription, I get a small commission for recommending NordVPN, which I have been using for, it's 2020 now, so I've been using it for more than 3 years. Wow, long time. Didn't even realize. Anyway, I've been using it for a very long time, so I can actually say that it's a good VPN. I get a small commission for recommending it at no additional cost for you, and it helps with the channel and the website, so thank you for that. Number 6, the best SIM card in Eswatini. So we had this little build up to see, you know, getting to know the situation here in Eswatini. But what is the best SIM card in Eswatini? Well, if you want to get the best SIM card, you'll be better off going with MTN. Not only do they have the best coverage throughout Eswatini, and I will talk about coverage a little bit later, they are also cheaper than Eswatini Mobile, which actually surprised me when I was doing the comparison, because I would think that Eswatini Mobile would be cheaper because, well, they are the new entrant. But for now, MTN Eswatini is cheaper on average, which is why I would recommend them over Eswatini Mobile for now. Number 7, if you are a citizen or living in Eswatini, you may already be a little bit angry because you know that mobile data rates are quite expensive in Eswatini, which is kind of interesting. Well, the Alliance of Affordable Internet, also known as A4AI, they do research about, well, the affordability of internet in certain regions like Africa, Asia and the Caribbean, maybe another region, I'm not sure on top of my head. And based on their calculations, they managed to find out that the average cost of 1 gigabyte of data is 6.45 USD. This also includes expensive countries like Equatorial Guinea and Zimbabwe, which are the 2 most expensive places to get data, and because of that the prices are a little bit skewed, but even then the price would be around, let's just say $6. Well, the average price of 1 gigabyte of data in Eswatini, however, is 13.31 USD, which is double the African average, double plus a little bit more, which is kind of interesting. Because when we look at South Africa, which goes over Eswatini, if you look at it on a map, the average price of 1 gigabyte of data there is 4.30 USD, which is slightly, oh no, not slightly, it is below the African average. When we look at Lesotho, which is also a country landlocked, there the mobile data rates, like 1 gigabyte of data on average would cost you 2.13 USD per gigabyte. So Eswatini is just expensive. In fact, it's one of the more expensive countries. I'm not sure on top of my head, but it might be in the top 5, at least the top 10 most expensive place to get 1 gigabyte of data, so be aware of that. Number 8, this begs the question, well, should I actually get an international SIM card? If you have read any of my blogs or have watched other videos of mine, then you know that I'm a really big fan of Surfone, which is my go-to international SIM card. I've seen many international SIM cards. If you search international SIM card or SIM card particular country name, you will see a few results, and they're usually super expensive. They charge you ridiculous prices. However, Surfone, they charge you starting from 1 euro cents per megabyte, which equals 10.24 euros per gigabyte, because 1 gigabyte is 1024 megabytes, but let's just say 10 euro, just to make the things a bit easier to understand. And the best part is, if you use Surfone in Eswatini, you will be charged the lowest rate, so you will only be charged 1 euro cent per megabyte, which if you convert that to gigabytes would be less than the average price of 1 gigabyte of data of Eswatini, like the 13.31, whereas with Surfone you will only pay 10.24. Yeah, this is quite a destination where getting an international SIM card might be, well, a bit cheaper. If you want to learn more about Surfone, make sure to go to phonetourist.com/go/Surfone, or in the description down below, or the pinned comment, in case, well, you don't want to type out that URL yourself. Are there any other international SIM cards I would recommend for Surfone? Not really, because, well, they are just expensive. It's not often where the international SIM card is cheaper than the destination itself, so the local packages. The only one that I would recommend in Eswatini is Surfone. Number 10, the prepaid packages offered here in Eswatini. Well, there are a lot of packages that are offered, so what I usually do in my videos is I put a limit, so I only talk about the packages or show the packages that come with at least 1 gigabyte of data or 1000 megabytes up to 5 gigabytes of data, which you will see on the screen right now. So these are all the packages that meet the requirements. If it's a bit hard to read when you are on a mobile, worry not, I will zoom in a little bit when I talk about the operators in particular, but you'll see that there are quite some packages that meet these requirements. Then you have both combo plans, so plans that come with data, minutes and SMS, and just data only plans. So let's go a little bit more detail, and let's start with MTN. With MTN we have combo plans, the saver combos, and the volume data bundles, which are the data only bundles. With the combo plans you will see that you will get minutes, which can be used for all net, so that means calling to MTN numbers and or Eswatini mobile numbers. And you just see the validity as well, and the data, so you will see the prices, and of course the combo plans are, well, quite expensive compared to the data only ones, because you only get data for those. And with the data only ones, well, you just get data, and you also get a nighttime data bonus, so meaning that if you get 1 gigabyte of data for, well, anytime use, You will also get 1 gigabyte of data that can be used at night. And on the screen you will see what time is considered to be night by MTN. So that's MTN. So let's see what Eswatini Mobile has to offer. We also, in this case, we have 3 types of bundles. 2 of them are combo and 1 of them are data only bundles. In the case of Eswatini Mobile, they have on-net and off-net minutes. I already explained that earlier, but these are the different allowances. So you will get much less minutes or much fewer minutes compared to the on-net minutes. When we look at the off-net minutes, sometimes you get unlimited calls, which is only 1 package actually, which is on Sundays. And you also get SMS. And do know that with the first 2 plans, or the first 2 combo plans, the plan they expire at the end of the month. So it's not like your usual that it expires like in 7, 14 or 30 days. That means that, let's say if you buy the plan on the 28th of March, for example, then the plan would expire on the 31st of March. If you would buy the plan on the 2nd of March, for example, it would still expire on the 31st of March. So watch out with these plans, because otherwise you buy the plan and think, oh, I get a lot of data, and then it expires maybe the next day if you buy it on, you know, the last day or the semi-last day of the month. If you want to see all packages offered by these 2 operators, make sure to go to phonetrace.com/Eswatini-guide, where you can see all the packages and in nice tables that have not been mentioned in this video. If I would go all of these packages, then you would get bored. I've done it in the past on all the videos, and yeah, you got bored. So I'm trying to make it shorter now. And number 11, which is more for travelers visiting Eswatini, is Should You Roam in Eswatini. Well, not all operators offer international roaming in Eswatini, so be aware of that. Plus, the roaming rates, they are okay. They are not too bad, they are not too great. I've seen much worse, but I would really recommend to check it per operator. And if you go to my blog phonetrace.com/roaming-provider, I will have roaming guides of many operators around the world, and maybe you can just find yours and see, well, are the roaming rates reasonable for you? Because in general, with roaming rates, or you can get a roaming plan, which is not offered by all operators, and sometimes you have to pay per use, so per megabyte, per minute, and per SMS, and that's how roaming becomes so super expensive. And if you're interested in knowing about why roaming is so, well, super expensive, make sure to check this video up there where I explain the secrets about why roaming is so expensive. Alright, so those were the 11 things, well, I don't have 11 fingers, but those were the 11 things you need to know about buying a SIM card in Eswatini. If you learned something new, make sure to click the like button and comment down below which operator you're gonna try. Are you going with MTN or Eswatini Mobile? And if you are already in Eswatini, share your experiences. I always love to see the experiences of people who are living in a particular country or who have been to a country, and just see, yeah, how their experiences. If you enjoy this type of videos, make sure to click the subscribe button, because I talk about local SIM cards all over the place. This time it was Eswatini, the next time could be another African country or a place in the Americas, Oceania, Europe, all over the world. I do SIM cards reviews as well, talk about international SIM cards, roam with your provider, and also give you phone travel tips, just everything related to traveling with your phone. If you're going to other places in Africa, make sure to check that playlist up there for other local SIM card buying guides. And that's it for today. So yeah, that's it for today. I shall see you in the next one. Bye bye.